this box will pop up on your screen. You have to click the word "Got it," I believe. You click the word "Got it," that box gets out of the way, and then we're ready to go. Also, I spotlight my screen so that I'm the main screen that you see. And I'm going to mute everybody. And so the fact that I'm muting also allows you, like when I practice, very often I'll put on classical music or I'll put on some just music in the background with no words, just something that's enjoyable. I love practicing with certain music on, but when I teach, it would be distracting if I was playing it. So, but if it's muted, you can put some stuff on in your background if you so desire. And okay, so now find your seat. Sitting at the front edge. So that's an important piece to this practice, is sitting at the front edge of the chair, because it induces and sort of forces us to find the forward pelvic tilt, the spinal upright alignment, rather than when we sit too far back, we sort of slouch and train our central vertical alignment to not be ideal. So sit at the front edge, hands resting on the thighs, and we'll do just maybe 12, 15 breath cycles here. So breathing in long and smooth through the nostrils, holding that breath, and then smooth exhale out the mouth, holding that out. And then again, inhale, holding full, exhale out the nose or the mouth, holding empty. Breathing. Very simple practice. Body aligned, mind gathered and focused onto the breathing. Then consider the idea that you could relax more. You could soften more. So that if there's anywhere that you're grabbing, holding, or clenching, you can release that. And you won't fall out of your chair when you relax. In fact, that relaxation allows you to ground better. There's a stability that is available only when we relax, when we release. About 5, 6 more breaths. Now, first exercises, slide your elbows back, hands back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, look up. And then the opposite, slide your hands forward, drop your head, round your back, open back. Let's do that again. Hands sliding back, arch, look up. And sliding hands forward, drop the head, round back. 2 more. One more. That's movement in the sagittal plane or the forward and backward plane. Now, come back to neutral, sitting in the middle. Now the transverse plane or the rotation plane. Left hand slides forward, right hand and elbow slide back. As you do that, turn the shoulders, turn the head, and look to your right. Then switch, turning back across, right hand forward, left hand back, turn the shoulders, turn the head, and then switch again. So we just want to rotate. And don't think that you need to reach a destination. So oftentimes when we think we have to get certain distance around, we force it. Just go only as far as you softly can go. And then come back across and just go softly to the other side. So we're not only working on the actual movement, but we're training a quality, sung, or soft and supple quality. And that's more important to what we're trying to do than how far did you turn your shoulders and head, right? So now come back to the middle. That was transverse plane. Now the coronal plane or side to side. Lean. And then lift your left wrist up as you softly reach your right hand a little lower. And then switch. Lean to your left as you reach left arm a little further and right wrist floats up a little bit. And switch again. And switch again. Two more. Each side. So again, that soft, relaxed quality is what we're trying to feel. All these movements can be executed with just release and relax. Now come back to the neutral position, body upright. Right shoulder shrug up. Right shoulder melt down. Left shoulder shrug up and melt down. Again, right shoulder down. Left down. Now both at the same time, up, down, up, and down. Now we add to that this shoulder blade full range of motion. So shoulders forward. The way you execute that is these shoulder blades on your back spread apart from each other. So forward and then up and then back, shoulder blades squeeze together, down. We do that again. Forward and up, back and down. Doing that a few more times. Forward and up, back, down. Loosening up this is a usual suspect for where we're holding on to tension, causing us to be a little top heavy. It can cause arm pain, neck pain, headaches, other issues, all just from this area not being fluid and open. Let's reverse. Back, up, over the top, forward, down. Back and up, over top, forward, down. Back, up, over the top, down. Back, up, over top. And down. Next exercise. Swing the arms a little bit forward. Turn them so the backs of the hands face each other. Notice I'm still down low. I haven't lifted my arms up at all. And then go out. Notice I still haven't lifted my arms up. go around behind you, and then bring the arms in close to the body, swing them forward again. Backs of hands face each other. Out, around, behind, in. Forward, out. This is level 1 of this exercise. Level 2, forward and lift up a bit. Then go straight out to the sides. Turn your palms forward and slide down the side body. Then forward and up. An important piece here is there's all this room in front. Go out to the side, and then notice I don't crank my arms behind me, but they get a little bit behind and they come down right along that path. But then there's all this room out here for movement. There's not equal amount of room behind us. So that's something that the Tai Chi practitioners and the Taoist view of the body, they really point out that we want to be free to move in this in front of us space, but don't jam your shoulders, your back, your spine backwards too much. Now, level 3, same feeling, only we rise up to whatever the highest height that you can. Open, and then again, same idea. Find that sliding down, and then forward, and all this room to explore. Out in front, down, and again. Last one. And release. Now back to level 1, but reverse the circle. So take your arms back a little bit, out to the side, around in front, staying low, and then swing back, open, around in front, close. Swing back, open, around in front, close. Down past the knees, open, around, close. Now level 2, we open and lift, close, down. Let the arms come a little bit behind and open, close, down, open, raise up, close, down. Level 3, open, raise up, and keep raising. Go right over that circle, close, and come down. So this is a really good one to feel what Tai Chi, Qigong, and Taoist movement is trying to point out to us is that we can train ourselves to slide and glide and flow with circles and spirals rather than squares, hinges, and levers, right? Instead, we're more like just these gliding, sliding wheels. Okay, now pause here. Bend the elbows, bring the hands up close, but keep the hands just relaxed. We're not doing anything major there. Elbows flare out and up, kind of like chicken wings. Up, elbows down, elbows around in front to press together. Try to squeeze elbows together and then come down, out and up, down, around and squeeze in front, down. One more. Now, elbows back, straight back, right? So they're behind you. Then elbows down, forward, and possibly up. And then elbows forward, down, back, back behind you again. And then down, forward, up. forward, down, back. One more time. Down, forward, up. And elbows down. Now elbows out to the side with palms facing floor, left hand above, right hand below, cross. This hand has to go under the arm and then wrap around your body and hug your body. And then release that and open. So this one, we really want to emphasize this feeling of opening. And then other hand above, close the front. Open, close, open, close, open, elbows come down, 90-degree angle at the elbow joint. Now, forearms, turn palms down, then up, down, then up. The hand and wrist, even though they're turning in space, nothing is really happening at the wrist joint so much as these two bones in your forearm doing what's called pronation, supination. Pronate, supinate. And try to get your left and right calibrated so they're perfectly timed with each other and that the range of motion is thorough. Now, palms face up. Now, from this space here and where the arm, shoulder, shoulder blade, chest meet, like a space, hands go out as the elbows stay in. This is external rotation and opening all through this area. Then bring your hands in and your elbows out and around to the front. So if I turn sideways, you notice my elbows came out and around in front. So it's internal rotation and it's creating this folding, closing, hollowing of this space. And then opening, externally rotating, and then hollowing, internal, open. And again, the elbows need to come away from the body and around in front. Otherwise, you're not moving from the correct joint. Open, close. Now, open, stay open. Step your feet a little wider apart. Now, left hand comes up over the rainbow all the way across and place it on the right palm. Then reverse that all the way back to this open position. Then right hand up over the rainbow, reach across. The body has to turn and lean a little bit that way. And then we reverse and come back to middle. Left hand up over the top, turn slightly, lean, and reverse. Up over the top, and reverse. Up over, reverse. One more each. Now, from this position, both arms up, across, wrists cross. Now, if I turn sideways, notice I didn't bring my hands in here. They're out in front. Turn the palms down and let the arms fall between the legs and separate. Notice this fold, closed position. Then cross your wrists, bring them up, open, and bring them out and down to the side. Notice this open, unfolded position. And then up over top, cross, roll over the top. They fall down between the space and separate. And open. Up over. Release through. Bring those arms back in. Bring your legs back in. Wrist circles. Bring the hands up, over top, circle through, point forward. Turn palms up, bend at the wrist, through, circle. And reverse. Palms face down, come under, point towards, come over top, out over top, turn, come under, over top, turn, under, over top, circle. And palms opens, fingers spread, and then gather fingers back together. Do that again. Open, gather. Open, gather. One more. Open, gather. Open, and tiger claw with the tips of the fingers into a soft cotton fist. And then open. One good description of this maneuver is if you had a big bucket of rice and you were going to try to grab a handful of rice, you would be reaching out and around, and your fist would retain some space in here. So we don't compress the hand completely. That's the soft cotton fist from Tai Chi. Open. And then like you're grabbing that little handful of rice, and then open, grabbing, open. Now the bird beak, thumb touch pinky, 3 fingers touch thumb and pinky, bend the wrist down. This bend here. And then unbend wrist and open. Bird beak, bend the wrist. Open, wrist. Open, wrist. One more. And then just shake. Loose, relaxed. All right. Scoot a little bit back on your chair. Right leg, knee up, and heel drawn in towards the buttock, like you're getting ready to push something away. And then push, and then reload, set that foot down. Other leg, load, push, reload, set that foot down. Again, load, push, reload, load, push. One more of each. Load, push, and down. Now, straighten the right leg out, point foot, flex foot, point foot, flex. And invert, evert, this little tilt of the foot. And circle. Reverse circle. And down. Other leg, float it out, point, flex, point, flex. Invert, evert, the little tilt. Circles. And reverse the circle. And down. Scoot all the way to the front edge of your chair. Step your legs a little wider than hip distance. Lift the balls of both feet up so the toes are up. The heels are the only thing touching the ground. Now turn on the heels and point your toes in and your knees in and close the quad or groin area. Then lift your toes, open. all the way out. Feel this quad area open, or groin area open. And then lift the toes and close all the way. And open all the way. Close. Open. Close. Open. One more time. And then back to neutral. Bring your legs back to hip distance. Hands on your thighs. From that same groin, quad, hip joint, fold. Bowing forward. Then sit vertical. And then from the same joint there in the hips, lean back. Do that again. So again, it's the pelvis, the tipping of the hips. Fold. And then rise. And then lean back. And again. Fold. Sitting up. Leaning back. Sitting up. One more. And slide your feet back a little bit. Arms hang. Fold at the hips. Now we let the body weight pour out of the chair, down the legs, down through the feet to the floor, standing up. And then to sit down, we fold at those hips. The butt goes behind the ankles. We sink the butt, let the arms be loose and hanging, and then sit vertical. Again, folding. So the first gesture of getting ready to stand up isn't up. It's this maneuver, right? Sort of exaggerating it. And the same thing, when it's time to sit down to the chair behind us, we're not aiming for that. We're folding and sinking, and then safely sitting in that chair. So see if you can get that to have some flow to it. You're just melting forward and rising up. And then folding in half and sinking. One more. Now, don't sit in the chair, but squat as if, and use this to get your fingers down to the floor or to your toes. Sitting the butt low, and then pushing through the earth and coming all the way back up. So again, when people go down and this area is not open, it's stuck, we do funny things. We bend into our knees in a way that's not great for the knees, or we reach like this to try to get down, and this area is all tight and the back doesn't like it. So again, this same gesture of hinge at the hips, sink the butt like you're about to sit in your chair, and notice how close to the ground you can get, and then rise back up all the way to standing. This is also the Tai Chi squat that is very healthy for the joints and tissues, and they really help to open up the back. So let's do a couple more where, again, you hip hinge, you sink, and you let the back body open, and then rise. Two more. Hip hinge, sinking, push through the earth, and rise all the way up to standing. Last one. And rise. All right, let's do a little Tai Chi. Rising hands forward and up as if you're painting the wall in front of you with the back of the hands. Then the hands at the top change a little bit, so the fingertips are now above, and we sweep down as if painting with the fingertips. Let the arms come a little behind you. Then, as if painting with the back of the hands, forward and up. The hands do that little change at the top, down, and a little bit behind. Again, painting, rising. One more. And we're practicing that softness, that quality. So each move is an opportunity to not be stiff and overactive. Now, low cradle, open. Now just hold this position for a moment and feel this space that we were talking about before. We want the lift of the arms to come from an opening here rather than a tightening here. So you're opening that chest, shoulders. This is lung point 1 and 2. This is where lymph nodes gather as well in the body. And then let the fingers kind of be up above and close that space. Let the arms come down and under. Do that again. Open. Feel that opening through that chest, shoulder, arm relationship. And then the hands go through that little change. We sweep down and under. Do that again. Open. Then one more. Open. Then. Now open. Right about here, rotate, turning palms up. Roll the palms to face up. Bend at the elbows and the hands fold over the top right into this little space here, and then fall down through the center all the way to completely released and relaxed. And then we do it again. So wings, roll, fold. So eventually it's kind of a blended movement that you want to, again, feel very soft, very relaxed, very at ease. You're not forcing anything. You're just kind of gliding up, rolling, folding over top. And one more. Wings called sink chi to belly. And then the opposite of this, or the complementary exercise. Turn the arms, backs of hands face each other, and then float up through this space. Wrists are relaxed. Then open up and out and get out to the wings, and then let the arms just fall down that space. Internally rotate, so backs of hands face each other. Float up this space in the middle. Big round open all the way out to the wings, palms facing down, right? So in this one, when we go out, the hands end up facing that way so that they just fall right through there, right? Again, two more. Here, up and out over the top. Down. Totally released and relaxed. One more. All the way out, all the way out, and then let them fall. Now, wings. Right hand turn palm up as it comes up and over. Left hand crane wing under. Then like two magnets attracting, two magnets repelling. Then the top hand does that up and out movement as this bottom hand swings out and they meet at the wings. Then turn left palm up as it comes over, right hand under, top and bottom, two magnets attract, repel, and around. Right hand up, left hand under, attract, and repel. And one more. Now, out to the wings. Down under. Scooped position, raise straight up. As your hands come up, straighten the legs. The body kind of lifting, but keep your feeling of groundedness. And then we're going to accentuate that grounded quality. Turn the palms down. And feel this sinking, sinking, sinking. Let the knees soften, the tail sink, the whole body kind of settles down through to the earth. And to practice that, so we come up and we kind of practice uprooting a little bit, sort of pulling ourselves up here, gathering all that, and then just working on this important skill of softening into stability. Letting everything drain out of your body, down through your legs, down under the feet to the earth. 2 more. Gathering it all up and then just melting, softening through the tissue, through the liquid, through the joints. Totally grounded. Light and loose up top. And once more. Up. Turning palms over and just washing down through. Now, consider that idea of that sinking down through the earth. Keep that in mind. Bring your hands up once more to your chest. Now, elbows pull back a little bit and turn your palms to face forward. Now, as you push, feel that down through to the earth quality, even as you fully extend all the way to the ends of the fingertips. Then turn your hands around and draw back. Turn the palms. As you push, let there be that grounded quality. That's where the sturdiness of your pushing comes from, not from a bunch of force up here, but from, are you grounded? Can you actually keep your root, keep your center when you push? Draw back. Again. Push. All the way extended, fully extend. Also noticing this opening of the shoulders and back as your back almost goes back as your arms go forward. To really open up the tissue tension there. And then draw back. One more, turn, push. Breath, and return. Now from here, turn left palm forward, push just the left hand, keeping the right hand back. Notice how this induces a small turn from our middle pivot, right? So this little teeny turn. Then turn left hand to face the body, right hand faces forward, and then one draw, one push with a little bit of a turn. And then change the hands and one draw, one push with a little bit of that turn. Change hands. One draw, one push. Change hands. One draw, one push. So this, the hands are staying in line with their respective shoulder. And then the next step up on this one, pause here for a moment. Turn this hand to face and bring it onto your center line. And then this hand, bring it onto the center line. So it's close in, palm is facing down. So these are called changing palms. Now it's the pinky side, rather than the fingertips and palm, pinky side, extend. So that, and then they change. Bring that left hand under, right hand rolls over top. Change. So it's this little karate chop, which is different than that, has a different impact on the body. Then this comes under, this comes rolling over. Change. So we're still inducing this turn, but we're just cleaning out a different area of the tissue and joints. Full extension, full return, full extension, full return. And bring both hands back, both hands down. Release. So ideally now we've got some looseness, some life out to the tips of the fingers here. Now, from the navel down, let's get the Tai Chi basics. Shift your weight to your right leg, left leg a little emptier. Shift your weight to your left leg, right leg a little emptier. And of course, this is my right, but I'm saying left because I'm going to be your mirror. So if that's confusing you, don't let it. Just let me be your mirror. So now we're just changing left to right. And then remember that turning that we just were doing. So let's add that. As you go into your left leg, turn a little bit from that middle pivot. And then go into the right leg and then turn from that middle pivot. And then you have a aliveness through the limbs. So just let them float over to the left as your body weight is in the left and you've turned left. And now we shift and turn and brush and sweep the hands. This is the bear washing paws in the stream. Change leg, turn from your middle pivot, brush and sweep. The hands do something specific. When we're getting ready to go that way, turn your right palm like so, and your left palm like so. So they're in two different positions. This is called brush knee. This is called sweep the leg. And then they have to change. They rotate. Shift and turn, brush, sweep. And then the hands change. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Now the tissue loosens. The buoyancy creeps into the body and the arms travel a little more. Remember when we were doing the sitting exercise, we were circling the limbs. Now let that right hand go around and circle back in close, brush knee. Then the left hand circle out and around and close. And I'll turn sideways so you can see what I mean. I haven't lifted this arm. I've just sent it out. And then it comes around and in. And it stays in as this other hand goes out and around and in. So this is called the bear swirls the stream. All right, so we're this big old bear standing in a stream. Now we're swirling that stream, sort of a little poetic storyline for this first set, this first exercise set. And then the bear swats the jumping fish. So the fish jumps out of the water. And so now this hand rises a little bit. And now we've got brush knee down here and swat that jumping fish. And then this high hand has to fall down into the water as this one rises up a little. And this leg is empty. And so now it's shift and turn and brush and swat. And then left hand falls in the water. Right hand is high. Make sure your left hand stays on this side of your body as your weight stays in that right leg so that it's all together. And then let the limbs be loose and free. Let them just travel through that path. And then we shift and turn, brush knee, swat the fish. Hand drops into the water, other hand rises. Now the higher jumping fish, the fish start jumping a little higher. But that low hand continues to get all the way down, even as we take this other hand all the way up and over. Bear swats the high jumping fish. Now let's go back to the bear washing paws. So this small movement right in front. Be able to have nuanced control. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Let that washing paws in the stream grow a little bit in the magnitude of the movement. You can let the arms kind of swing a little further and swing a little further. And then eventually it becomes the bear swirls the stream. That big bear paw sweeps out and around in front and then comes in close. I'll turn sideways again so you can see. Out and out. And then the jumping fish, sort of middle level, falls, shift and turn, Sweet. Fish jumping a little bit higher. Up and over. But all the while, we're not losing our grounded feeling. We're changing leg to leg, and we're freeing up our middle pivot. Freeing up real estate in the body. Now, stay in your left leg. Right hand dips down into the water, ready for brush knee. Left arm wing, roll, fold. Remember, we did that earlier, that little movement. But notice where my hand isn't. It did not drop down here. It's up here. It's ready for a push, right? So now shift into your right leg, turn, and bottom hand brush knee, top hand push. Then they change. Left hand is ready for brush knee. Right hand turn, fold. So it's loaded up and ready. This leg empty-ish. And then we shift and turn. Brush knee on the bottom, push up top. And then the hands change. Roll and fold. Shift, turn, brush, push, let it flow all the way to the tips of the fingers. Return to this ready position and then just carry that through. Carry that sort of like water flushing all the way to this side, right? The hands exchange. And then flush and let the water go all the way through. All the way through. One more, each way. Now, stay here in your left leg, this hand high, this hand low. Right foot empty, turn the foot 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 degrees out. So the toes are pointed out rather than parallel. Out. Change your weight into that right leg. Make sure when you do that, you don't do this. Keep this quality here, like you're sitting in that leg, like it's a bar stool or it's a springy chair. Now bring right hand down, bend left elbow point, left fingertips up, and take this empty right foot and just put it out in front of you. Just touch the ground very lightly, empty if you can. So it's 100, 0. This is our 100, 0 standing posture. Golden rooster stands on one leg. Now bring that right foot, or I'm sorry, your left foot, the empty foot, bring it back, heels touching, turn the toes out so that if you look down, the feet should be sort of matching each other. Now put the weight down through this left leg, your left leg, left hand down, bend right elbow, empty right foot, and put the toe out, touching. Golden rooster on one leg. Do your best not to be like this with your weight in the front leg. Really try and sit back here so that this is empty. And then let's do it again. Bring the right foot back, heels touching, toes turned out. Change the weight. Right hand down, left side, lift and empty. And again, bring that foot back, change. Golden rooster. By letting the weight get to the earth through one leg, these all become light, empty. Bring the foot back. Now change so the weight goes down through the right leg, hands change, other foot out. And then our final challenge on this, be very careful with it. We're going to hold the position for a moment. This foot is empty, and we want to try and lift, lower. Lift, lower. Be very careful. If when you lift, you sort of lean back like that, that's not what we want. You want to first commit here so that this can lift and lower, empty. And then let's switch. Bring that right foot back, change, toe out, and then get that little lift, lower. The empty quality of the leg is what's required for that lift. So you got to commit more, pay attention to this leg, right? And then let's finish by doing a couple flowing versions of these. So set that left foot down, change the weight, lift. Set that right foot down with no weight, change, golden rooster. Down, change, hands change, golden rooster. One more. And feet parallel. Back to that very first movement, bear washing paws. This is sort of like a basic place we come back to. Now, shift to your right leg, stay in your right leg, your left hand sweep the lake, turn to vapor and rise up. Now it's a cloud. This hand is still in the lake. Shift, turn, cloud up top, lake on bottom. Now lake turns to vapor, rises, cloud rains down, becomes the lake. And then we shift and turn. Cloud, lake, vapor, rain, shift and turn, cloud and lake, vapor, rain, shift, turn, cloud, lake, vapor, rain, cloud, lake, vapor and rain. Now we add a little balance challenge here. Stay in your right leg. As your hands are changing, bring your empty left foot in and back out with no body weight. Then shift, turn, cloud, lake. As you vapor and rain, bring right foot both in and out, but this top hand is still over here. So this foot came in and out while everything stayed right here. Then we shift and turn, cloud, lake. As you vapor and rain, that empty foot comes in and back out with no change in the positioning, and then we shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor rain while stepping both in and out. And then shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain. Shift, turn. Two more each way. Both hands down. Wash your paws. Wash your paws. Back to center. Now, change your body weight to your left leg. Once again, turn your right foot out 5 or 10 degrees. Change the weight into that your right leg, and put your left foot in front with the heel touching. Heel touching. No body weight, so it can be loose. And then bring this foot back, toes turned out a little bit, change the weight, and put the heel out. Soft. Bring the foot back, change, float the foot out. Bring it back, change. Now, This is the footwork for the next move, play guitar. So put your right foot out with the heel touching, right arm up in front at the chest height, long. The back leg arm up. So it's called play guitar with the general poetic image of this hand down at the end of the guitar, this hand here. So that's just general. We're not like trying to actually pretend we're playing guitar. So it's still Tai Chi hands, but it's just the general relationship is this. Okay. Now bring the right foot back. As you change your weight, just exchange the arms. So the right arm comes back, left side kind of shoots out. Right? Then bring that front foot back. Nothing changes in the hands. And then as you shift, change. And get to the other side. Right? And then bring the foot back. Nothing changes. And then shift. Everything changes. And again, bring the foot back. Nothing changes. And then everything changes. So what I'm adding now is the circular change. So rather than straight back and forward, now we do one under, one over change. Bring the front foot back. As you shift, one under, one over, and they cycle to get to this place. And then again, cycle to get to that position. Foot back, cycle, play guitar. Cycle, play guitar. So there's still a destination. There's this flow, this soft, this poetic sort of loveliness, but then we still get precise. Boom. And then again, bring the foot back and flow, but still arrive. Flow and arrive. Now reverse. Whatever the cycle was that you were doing, cycle the other way. So for me, that's the hand that's coming back is my long hand coming up, the low hand going low, and then they reverse. They cycle with each other. And then it's under, over, pause. Under, over, pause. So it doesn't matter which one you are doing, but can you get it to have this? Because again, the reason it's tricky is because it's asymmetrical. And it's because there's a lot going on. So the challenge is kind of like this little consciousness obstacle course. And that's why we do Tai Chi slowly rather than quick and sloppy and get to some endpoint, is you want to go slow, 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 tracking, 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 arrive. And that really lights up the neural net. Last one. And then hands down. And we'll finish with what's called sync chi wash organs. It's just a reset. So we just put our life force, our consciousness in very specific places. We want to clear it and return it to the middle. So arms swing back and up. Rock into your toes a little bit. Arms sweep around and reach out in front. Rock back. Bring hands in the mouth. Rock middle, hands settle to the middle. And then we do this little tail back, squat, and wash it out of the system. Let's do that twice more. You rock a little bit back to your heels, open and raise up. Rock to the toes, sweep around, reach way out. Come in with the hands as if you're bringing something in the mouth, the upper gate. Rock to the middle of your feet, your hands settle to the middle, the navel, belly button. And then the tail goes back, this little fold at the hips that we were talking about before. Sink and let the arms go soft and long. Push through the earth and stand tall. One more of those, just this chi reset. This reset of the natural flow. And then we close the practice, wings, roll, fold over top, settle everything down to that belly button level, and then seal like you're putting a cork in a wine barrel, palm over the belly button, other hand over top of that hand. Relaxed elbows, shoulders. 3 breaths where you just try to have the whole body in a state of not doing. The mind, the emotions in a state of not doing, of nourishing, resting. Just a couple more breaths here. Very good, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a comfortable seat in your chair. If there are any questions or comments, insights, epiphanies, please feel free to share. And if you have somewhere else you got to be, you can just wave and wander off. Anything?
I thought there was a pigeon toe move when play guitar.
Yeah, there is.
Oh.
It's just different transition.
Okay.
So this one gives us a little more. It's a little more accessible right away. It doesn't add this turning. But they're interchangeable, right? They're ways of transitioning in different positions. So there's more than just the pigeon toe. There's other ways as well. So
Got it.
Yeah. Anything? Elizabeth Green and husband, do you guys have any questions or anything? You have to unmute if you do.
You have a question?
So my question is this class the same as the one on Monday?
No, the Monday class, we focus on balance and gait. So we do a lot of walking exercises, side walking, forward, backward, rotational walking. And this class, obviously, we do a lot of this sort of upper cognitive choreography and joint mobilization. And so they blend together. They're 2 halves of a whole. You could think of them that way. So they work well together. But if all someone wants is to work on their gait, or they just like to get the calming effect of the Tai Chi or something, they work alone. But they're meant to be done together. So
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Good class.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Good to see everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay warm out there in the weird weather, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.